Hi everybody, I'm Lights Camera Jackson and welcome to LCJ Live. Today is Sunday, July 25, 2021, and I've been doing a lot of awesome San Diego Comic-Con at-home coverage for AnimationScoop.com and all over social media. It's been great. It's been fantastic getting to see these virtual panels. Yes, would it be amazing if it was in person again? Absolutely, but we're making the best out of the situation. No question about that. In fact, this is when the last time Comic-Con was in person in San Diego. I got to be the IMDb captain on the boat. Yes! What's up, Popcorn Picks? Thanks for being here on LCJ Live. I love this! Yes! It's the summertime. We're enjoying the entertainment panels with Comic-Con, and we'll get into some of those highlights in a little bit. I've also got here with me Chip and Dale and Pluto, because the new Chip and Dale Park Life series premieres this week on Disney+. And I talked with one of the key people behind that. You can get that Animation Scoop Q&A tomorrow. Will for Thrill, thanks for being here. LCJ Live. LCJ's the captain now, says Brian. Thank you very much. Yes, enjoying this Comic-Con weekend. Let's talk box office, too. Old is your number one movie with $16.5 million from M. Night Shyamalan. I like this movie. I do. I think it's his best movie out of the last 6 he's made. It's better than The Visit. It's better than Split, which I would put at number 2. Certainly better than Glass, After Earth, and Last Airbender. I like what Shyamalan does with the majority of Old, and it's your number one movie with $16.5 million. In second, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, a film I am not a fan of, $13.4 million. I like G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Thought Retaliation had some problems. Remember, Paramount delayed that movie 9 months because they had to do some re-editing, reshoots, and things with that. And this movie, Snake Eyes, there's nothing to it at all. So a lot of people are saying, oh, only 16.5 and only 13.4. Kelvin does like Snake Eyes. Good classic ninja movie. If you like the action sequences, then you'll be entertained. I personally did not love the action sequences, but if you enjoyed it, that's nice. $16.5 million and 13.4, you're looking at $30 million combined for these top two movies. Everybody's saying, oh, low starts for these films. Combined, $30 million worth of people went to see these two new movies this weekend. That's a decent amount, all things considered, for where we are right now. In third is Black Widow with 11.6. It is up to $155 million. So where did last week's number one, Space Jam, fall to? It fell to fourth. Went from more than $31 million down to 9.6 this weekend. Everybody who wanted to see it went to see it last weekend. I'm watching the classic 1970s sleeper Lifeguard with Sam Elliott, says Popcorn Picks. There you go. Everybody who wanted to see Space Jam went last weekend. All the LeBron fans, families, they went. Now, some went this weekend, clearly, to come in fourth with 9.6, but the majority went out of the gate. So yes, LeBron was bragging last weekend of how well it did, but look at what happened here with a gigantic second-week drop for Space Jam: A New Legacy. I'm talking with some people who were waiting to see it on HBO Max. Talking with some people who want to see Roadrunner, the Anthony Bourdain movie, which made another $830,000 this weekend to come in 10th. It's up to almost $4 million. But they want to see it at home. They don't want to go to the theater right now to see the Anthony Bourdain movie. So that's really interesting. Fast and Furious 9, $4.7 million. It's up to $163. Escape Room Tournament of Champions added $3.4 million. It's up to $16 million after 10 days. Boss Baby 2, Family Business, crossed the $50 million mark this weekend. Will it get to the 58.6 that The Croods: A New Age made over a long period of time starting last November for DreamWorks? That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a close one. Brett Harity, thanks for being here. Eric Ross, Calvin. Brian says, loved Roadrunner. Forget about that controversy. Yes, I think Roadrunner is a very good movie. Boss Baby Family Business, will it get to where Croods was? It is going to be close, because this weekend Boss Baby made $2.7 million. To get to 58.6, it needs another $8.5 million. Can it do that over the next several weeks? It's going to be a close call. Will it beat the $55 million almost that Disney's made for Raya and the Last Dragon? That I think it has a better shot at doing, but it's also going to be close when it comes to that. Forever Purge, $2.3 million. It crossed $40 million mark. For a film that only opened to about $12 million, to cross 40 is a major success. So congratulations to Universal on that. Also, you got to give a shout out to Peter Rabbit 2, which has only made $40 million total, but with a $10 million start, the legs that it's had over the last several weekends have been fantastic. So, yeah, Sony's disappointed in Peter Rabbit, but look at what it's done since its opening weekend. Quiet Place 2, $1.3 million, up to $158 million. Still $30 million less than what the first Quiet Place made 3 years ago. So you got to consider that. It was interesting what Emily Blunt said on Kelly and Ryan recently about if there's going to be A Quiet Place 3. And she sort of said, well, John Krasinski, my husband, she says, wants to hand over this movie to Jeff Nichols, this franchise to Jeff Nichols, and he'll take it in a slightly different direction with a new vision. But if you've seen A Quiet Place 2, you know how it ends, and you know, gosh, shouldn't there be a part 3? But this is $30 million less than the first one. Do people still have an interest in it? Yes, it's one of the major successes, but you have to take a look at that as well. Roadrunner, round out your top 10. In 11th as of now, though it could be lower, Joe Bell with $707,000 is not a very good start for this movie. Reed Miller is excellent in it. Everything else is basically a mess. Joe Bell, only $707,000, not a very good start for that movie, which I saw almost 2 months ago. But not a strong film. Mike Sargent and I talk about Joe Bell on this week's new Too Fast, Two Films podcast episode. Look for that at toofast2films.com. We review Joe Bell, and we review Troll Hunters, Rise of the Titans, the new DreamWorks animated feature on Netflix. Shellfish Beach, thanks for being here on LCJ Live as we celebrate Comic-Con and the new Chippendale series. I'll have Q&A for Chippendale tomorrow at animationscoop.com, and on Tuesday, new Q&A with the creator of Centaur World, a new Netflix animated series. Moviegoers want more lighthearted films like Jungle Cruise next week, says Brian. Jungle Cruise. I got this captain's hat too, like what Dwayne Johnson has in the movie. Jungle Cruise, which I may be seeing as soon as tomorrow, fingers crossed. Jungle Cruise comes out on Thursday night. It's also going to be on Disney Plus for premiere access for $30. How many people will go to the theaters? How many people will stay at home? The Rock likes to have movies with big opening weekends. Will it have a giant opening weekend? Disney is really hoping so. So you've got Jungle Cruise this week, which I think could do all right. It depends on how many people want to go versus stay home. Also new this week is Stillwater, the new Matt Damon movie, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing. It's Tom McCarthy's follow-up to Spotlight, the Best Picture Academy Award winner. That comes out this week. A film called 9 Days, which I have seen, opens in New York and LA this Friday, goes everywhere on the 6th. I'll have more on that soon. Film I watched last night called Ride the Eagle comes out on VOD. Jake Johnson, Darcy Carden, J.K. Simmons, and Susan Sarandon. Now, J.K. and Susan were in one of my favorites of 2016, The Meddler. It's sort of a reunion, but sort of not when it comes to their involvement in Ride the Eagle, but I will have my thoughts on that movie, more on that later this week. The Val Kilmer documentary, Val, opened in some theaters on Friday. It's going to Prime Video on the 6th. And did you see Bo Burnham Inside? It's been in theaters since Thursday with more showings over the weekend. I wonder if Netflix is going to reveal how much money Bo Burnham Inside has made in theaters. That would be very good to know because it seems like it's been selling out like crazy. Before we get into some of the Comic-Con panels that I've been covering the last couple days, I do want to make this acknowledgement. I'll take my hat off for this. A year ago today, we learned of the passing of Regis Philbin. And boy, it's been a year, but you know what? His legacy still lives on with everything we see in television and the entertainment world. I remember last year, on this day, which was the Saturday, covering San Diego Comic-Con at home for Animation Scoop the first time. And I remember looking on Twitter, and I saw his full name in the trending section. And I thought to myself one of two things. Either he got COVID or he passed away. And once you click on that, you saw the People magazine story of him passing away. It's been a year. I've missed him. I think so many people have missed him dearly. But his legacy will continue to live on. But it's interesting to think about that was a year ago today, finding out that news. San Diego Comic-Con at home has been fun the last couple days. It really has. Some very cool news came out of the Simpsons panel yesterday. They're going to do a full musical episode to kick off season 33 on Sunday, September 26th. The Treehouse of Horror special is going to have 5 parts to it for the first time ever. And a 2-part prestige crime drama tribute, 2-part episode that's going to be airing sometime in November, they're saying, on Fox. Season 33 of The Simpsons. Can you believe that? I also enjoyed the Family Guy trivia game last night. And they announced some big guest stars like Zachary Levi and Justin Hartley and Kenny Loggins as himself. If you want my full coverage so far of San Diego Comic-Con at Home 2021 when it comes to the virtual animated panels. Go to animationscoop.com. We had Looney Tunes cartoons yesterday. Wendy Malick talked a lot about the Owl House. Jellystone, which premieres this Thursday on HBO Max. Craig of the Creek coming back for Season 4 soon on Cartoon Network. Central Park had a panel. A couple Emmy nominations recently for Stanley Tucci and Titus Burgess. The Patrick Star Show did a table read. And American Dad. American Dads was really interesting last night because it showed an upcoming episode. An episode that has not aired yet on TBS. But they broke it down into 3 parts. They broke down the table read, which was filmed on Zoom in March of 2020. The animatics, and then for Act 3, the coloring. But not everything was done. Not all the music and some of the sound choices. So that was really interesting to take a look at. Friday panels were good too. We had a Star Trek Prodigy. New animated series called The Harper House. Star Trek Lower Decks was also part of the Star Trek piece. Tuca and Birdie, a lot of Adult Swim. Adventure Time, the 4th special, Wizard City, is coming very soon to HBO Max. Masters of the Universe Revelation, we had Kevin Smith and Sarah Michelle Gellar for that. New Adult Swim animated series called Teenage Euthanasia. Duncanville, Amy Poehler, a major part of that panel, along with Ty Burrell. Rick and Morty for Adult Swim. Rick and Morty actually vocally came in at the end of that panel. And the new CG anime series, Blade Runner Black Lotus, coming very soon to Adult Swim as well. And as I put back on my IMDb captain's hat here for talking about Comic-Con today, to wrap things up, 3 final panels, all Fox animated series, The Great North, Housebroken, and Bob's Burgers. Those 3 panels today, and I'll have my highlights of those 3 panels later today at animationscoop.com and all over social media. All right. Did you see Old? What did you think of Old? Did you see Snake Eyes? Let me know here on Twitter at LCJ Reviews here for LCJ Live. I saw Snake Eyes in the theaters. It was my 6th indoor theater experience so far. I may go back for another movie or 2 over the next couple of weeks, but Snake Eyes was number 6. I was one of only 6 in the entire theater on Thursday night to see Snake Eyes. Watched Old at home on Wednesday. Like Old, not a fan of Snake Eyes. Space Jam, I got to see that in the theater. Black Widow was at home. F9 was in the theater. Decent number of people on the opening night. Escape Room 2 I have not seen. I've not heard great things about Escape Room. Forever Purge, same deal. Boss Baby watched that at home. Quiet Place was in the theater on a screening night. A lot of people. Roadrunner and Joe Bell were both at home. So a little bit of a mixture. You know, once every couple of weeks it seems like I've been going to the theater. Once every 2 weeks or so, though that pattern might change if I see something this week or next week. But it's been about a once every 2 to 2.5 weeks that I've gone to the theater to safely see a movie. Hopefully you're supporting the drive-ins as well, because they could always use the business and all the wonderful workers there. I'm sure many of the drive-ins around the country will get Jungle Cruise this week. Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, a movie that I think we've talked about here. A movie that could have opened in October of 2019. But they went back and did some reshoots. Disney stuck Maleficent, Mistress of Evil in its place. And then Jungle Cruise was supposed to be, I think, May and then July of last year. And then it kept getting pushed and pushed. Yes, absolutely be safe with what's going on. And abide by your theater's rules. Be sure to absolutely do that, whatever they tell you to do. If you got to sit apart, if you got to wear a mask, if you got to be there at a certain time, if you got to do certain things. Be mindful. Be mindful of how many people can be in a theater at one time. Also with the drive-ins, if you got to go to a concession stand and they ask you to wear a mask because it's a smaller space, do that. So absolutely abide by the rules. We'll see how everything goes. It could be a very interesting few weeks. It really could. When it comes to the box office, when it comes to the theaters, I don't anticipate we're going back to a total shutdown again, but we're getting a little of those vibes of, hey, maybe we need to make some adjustments again on capacity. Maybe we need to make some adjustments again on some release strategy. At this moment, Disney's not going to pull Jungle Cruise. But could we see a couple movies in late August move? Maybe. Do I still think No Time to Die is not going to open on October 8th? Yes. I do believe that that's going to move some way, somehow, and could set off a domino effect. Some of the domino effect may be unnecessary. Some of it might be necessary. But if No Time to Die moves, Don't be surprised if others move just for the sake of moving, even though they could do okay still in certain positions. This weekend, this past weekend, your box office champ could have been the latest Hotel Transylvania movie, but that's now October 1st. The Comeback Trail also was going to open up this past weekend. That did not, yet Zach Braff was still on Kelly and Ryan the other day talking about the Comeback Trail, and at the end Ryan just said, Comeback Trail, coming soon. So you could add those two movies as well. This weekend, the big ones, the big movies are Jungle Cruise and Stillwater. The Green Knight as well from A24, which I know they just pulled the UK release of that, but it is still going to open this Friday here in the United States and in North America. Kelvin thinks that without Adam Sandler in the next Hotel Transylvania movie, it will bomb. I don't know. Under normal circumstances, maybe it might not do as well because Sandler's not involved, but the way these family movies are doing right now, I think it'll make the money that it makes. Families who want to go will go. The question of that specifically is right now Hotel Transylvania 4 and Addams Family 2 are opening on the same day on Friday, October 1st. Will that last? Will that stay? I'm not sure. Which one's going to move first? Are neither going to open? We'll have to see about that. But until then, go to Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson, and that website, lights-camera-jackson.com. You'll have my thoughts on Jungle Cruise in a couple of days. You'll have my thoughts on 9 Days soon. Ride the Eagle, Stillwater later this week. And new Animation Scoop Q&As for Chippendale Park Life and Centaur World. Plus, today, final coverage of San Diego Comic-Con at Home 2021. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay well. Enjoy the movies. Enjoy the Comic-Con at Home. And I will see you next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern for LCJ Live as we enter the month of August. Can you believe it? Next Sunday will be August 1st. So we will kick off the month of August here on LCJ Live. See how Jungle Cruise does. Preview the Suicide Squad and more big upcoming movies. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.